When I was little, all I remember was my mum always sick and me worrying about her all the time. She had doctors come in every day to give her medicine, except the men weren't really doctors. And sometimes she didn't have money, so she'd pay for her medicine in other ways. There was this one bloke, she called him Hollyman. I walked into the lounge one day and found my mum on her knees in front of him. Didn't know what it meant. After that, they put a lock on the door on the outside. They used to lock me in for my own sake, stop me seeing things I shouldn't. But they'd get so wasted, they'd forget I was in there. One time, I had to shit in the corner of the room. I couldn't help myself, I was 7, it was hurting my belly. Hollyman rubbed my nose in it, held my face down, and rubbed my nose in my own shit. He said that'd teach me. Before they'd lock me in, my mum would give me a pot noodle and the kettle so that I could feed myself, and I'd eat every mouthful. I think, see, my mum loves me really. One time I heard her screaming. I kicked the lock till the door gave way, and the Hollyman was standing over her, his foot on her throat. I stabbed him in the leg with my penknife, and my mum, she threw me out. I was 13. And I don't look to her for nothing these days. I just thank her for everything that she taught me, for how strong she made me. No, I don't feel anything like that because I think I know at my heart that if it wasn't me, there'd be somebody else doing this to you. I think I know at the deepest bits of my heart that actually you bring all this on yourself. I don't act like this to most people, I just let most people get on with their lives, or I share a joke or whatever. But for some reason with you, I feel the need to bring you down. I think it might be an evolved thing in a society, in a culture, that if we see someone that's going to bring down the whole tribe or whatever, someone who's really going to fuck up the rest of us because they're slow or stupid or weak or thin or ugly or short or has dandruff or something, that you have the desire somewhere deep within you to bring them down first, to get rid of them and strengthen the tribe. And that's all this is. That's why I'm inexplicably drawn to you all the time. Poking and 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 being fucking awful to you. And you're right, we are, both of us, Tony and me, we're really horrible to you. You weren't imagining it, it was real. But that's why. Because I think it's instinct. And I think it goes on all the time. I think it's actually everywhere. I think it's actually how things are supposed to be. What? Would you have a man bind himself to the first girl he falls in love with? Say farewell to the world for her sake and have no eyes for anyone else? A fine thing, to be sure, to pride oneself upon the false honour of being faithful, to lose oneself in one passion forever, and to be blind from our youth up to all the other beautiful women who can captivate our gaze. No. Constancy is the share of fools. Every beautiful woman has the right to charm us, and the privilege of having been the first to be loved should not deprive the others of the just pretensions which the whole sex has over our hearts. It matters not that I'm already engaged. The love I have for a fair one cannot make me unjust towards the others. My eyes are always open to merit, and I pay the homage and tribute nature claims. Whatever may have taken place before, I cannot refuse my love to any of the lovely women I behold, and as soon as a handsome face asks it of me, if I had 10,000 hearts, I would give them all away. The first beginnings of love have, besides, indescribable charms, and the true pleasure of love consists in its variety. In short, there is nothing that can surpass the joy of triumphing over the resistance of a beautiful maiden, and I have in this the ambition of conquerors who go from victory to victory cannot bring themselves to put limits to their longings. There is nothing that can restrain my impetuous yearnings. I have a heart big enough to be in love with the whole world, and, like Alexander, I could wish for other spheres to which I could extend my conquests.